Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading an Arlecchino listener behind me. So let's get into it. Arlecchino had always been observant. She had to be. Growing up in a world where trust was a fragile, fleeting thing, she had learned to read people, to notice the small shifts in their expressions, the hesitations in their words, the way their hands clenched when they were trying to hide something. And right now, she was noticing. Her crimson eyes flickered down to where your sleeve had slipped up just slightly, revealing the faintest glimpse of old scars running along your wrist. The movement was small, barely noticeable, and she noticed, but she didn't forget. You didn't realize anything was wrong at first. Not until later that evening, when the two of you were alone in your shared quarters, the candlelight flickering against the walls, casting soft shadows over her face. She was quiet, too quiet. Arlecchino was never loud, but her silence tonight was different, calculated, like she was waiting for the right moment to strike. You sat on the edge of the bed, stretching your arms after a long day. You're staring. You murmured, not looking up. An Arlecchino tilted her head slightly. Am I? You sighed. Yes. And then there was a slight pause before she talked again. Why didn't you tell me? You froze, and slowly, hesitantly, you turned to face her. Tell you what? Arlecchino didn't answer immediately. Instead, she stepped closer, her hands reaching for your arm, and for a split second, you considered pulling away. But something in her gaze, something soft beneath the usual sharpness, kept you still. And gently, she tugged at your sleeve. And there it were, the scars. Faint, but undeniable. And your heart plummeted. You had been careful. You hadn't wanted her to see, to know. And you were certain you put concealer on it most days. And for the most part, you didn't wear anything that could show them anyway. And you definitely were not doing that now. You pulled your arm back quickly, clutching your wrist as if you could hide what you had already seen. It's it's nothing, really. Arlecchino's jaw clenched. Don't. Your breath hitched. She took another step forward, her voice quiet, but firm. Don't call this nothing. You swallowed hard, fingers gripping the fabric of your sleeve. I didn't want you to worry. She scoffed. Too late for that. You exhaled shakily, looking away. It was a long time ago. And another pause, then softer. Was it? Your throat tightened. You had promised yourself you wouldn't talk about this. That the past was behind you. That the scars didn't matter anymore. But Arlecchino was not the type to let things go. Not when it came to you. She sat down beside you, her hands resting on her knees. I need you to be honest with me. You hesitated. Are you still doing it? The question hit you like a punch. You sucked in a sharp breath, fingers curling into fists. "No," he whispered, and she studied you carefully. "Are you lying to me?" You met her gaze, truly met it, and shook your head. "No." And then she exhaled slowly. "Good." And silence stretched between you two. And then, after a little bit, she decided to speak again. "How bad was it?" Your lips parted slightly, caught off guard. She gestured vaguely toward your arm. "Before, how bad did it go? You know, to push you so far." You hesitated, but lying to her was pointless. "Really, really bad." Her jaw tightened. She wanted more information, but she didn't speak, didn't demand more than you were willing to give, didn't ask why or when or what pushed you into it, even though she should, and she probably would at one point. But right now, she was just the person you needed her to be. As she lifted your arm slowly, her fingers ghosting over the little lines, and then she pressed her lips against the scars, and your breath hitched. Arlie. She didn't stop there. She kissed each mark, every single one, her movements slow and deliberate, like she was trying to create new memories, ones that would not make you miserable whenever you looked at those. And for that, you were entirely grateful, because you knew if anyone in the world would understand, it would simply be her, and just her. And in this moment, as the two of you sat close, held to each other in peace, Arlecchino couldn't help but feel more relieved that you didn't do anything more than you did, and she knew she'd have to pay a close attention on you, but it was worth it. It was.